Welcome to the Heavy Spoilers Show. I'm your host Definition, and watch this video if you want to live. I'm sorry, that was so bad. Anyway, with Terminator Dark Fate right around the corner, we've slowly started getting new leaks about the movie's plot and ending. Throughout this video, I'm going to be breaking down everything that you need to know about the film's storyline and giving my thoughts on it. For those of you who didn't leave after the terrible Arnie impression, there will be heavy spoilers here, so if you don't want to know anything about the movie, then I highly suggest that you turn off now. With that out of the way, I just want to give a huge thank you for clicking this video. Now let's get into my breakdown of Terminator Dark Fate. Okay, so the original leak said that John Connor was killed brutally by Carl the T-800 with a shotgun at a beach bar in 1997. However, the new leaks, which have been verified by several people on Reddit, say that John Connor lives and leads a new life without his mother. He observes the news, but on the whole keeps rather low key. Now this makes a lot of sense, as by this point John's age would probably make him far too old to be the young up and coming leader of the Resistance. Doomsday constantly being pushed back has always been a big issue in the series, and I guess at this point he's just too old for this ish. Anyway, there's not really a Skynet anymore, and instead the software that causes the end of humanity is known as Legion, which is an anti-terrorist program that becomes self-aware with the memory of Skynet. Genesis did this too, and honestly I have no idea why they've changed this up again, as Skynet is such a cool name, and there's no real reason to change it, as literally no one knows about the rise of the robots other than a select few. Judgment Day happens in 2020, and we learn that in the alternate 1997 timeline that saw John as the leader, he sent Carl, played by Arnold Schwarzenegger, back to protect him, and he's existed there till now. The whole timeline thing is really weird and basically boils down to that Judgment Day did happen the way that the original film stated that it did. However, John did send a Terminator back and change the future, thus creating this new timeline that we now follow. Danny Ramos is the new leader of the Resistance, not her child as was with Sarah Connor, and Grace is from the year 2045, which is probably a nod to Blade Runner 2045, which also starred Mackenzie Davis. The new leaks say that the movie is pretty much a film driven by female warriors, which has always sort of been the case with the franchise. I've seen a lot of the internet up in arms saying that the movie is trying to be woke, but Terminator 3 had a female Terminator and Sarah Connor was always portrayed as a strong female, so yeah, I don't really agree with that too much. Anyway, the film centres around Rev 9, a new Terminator travelling through time to stop Danny Ramos. Rev 9 consists of a traditional solid endoskeleton that is surrounded by skin. However, unlike the prior TX Terminator that we saw in T3, Rev 9 can separate in two to create two fully autonomous Terminators that can operate on their own. The Terminator chases the characters across North America, but with the help of Sarah Connor they're able to survive. Sarah knows where to find them because Carl sends her information on where Terminators are, and this leads her to cross paths with the group. Carl joins them in the movie, and at the end Sarah Connor removes Grace's power cell to sacrifice herself in order to kill Rev 9. However, at the last second, Sarah gets knocked away from Grace, and Carl uses it along with himself to destroy the machine. The movie apparently ends with Sarah and John reuniting and deciding that together they will train Danny Ramos to be the new leader of the Resistance. Artifacts left over from Rev 9's destruction go on to create Rev 1, and thus the Terminators will once again resurface in the future. And that's all the leaks we have so far on the film. Honestly, it sounds pretty basic to me, and with this being the big reboot of the film that was going to save the franchise, I feel like it's quite lacking. Now, action movies are all about execution, and I'm sure on paper, even something like Die Hard sounds absolutely terrible, so who knows, this could be amazing. The movie is tracking to do quite mediocre though, with the opening predictions being $35 to $45 million, which yeah, for a film of this stature is pretty terrible. Terminator 2 is one of the biggest movies of all time, and to see a sequel predicted for this, I think it's really bad. Now, it may do better if the movie is good, but I think a huge problem with this whole thing is purely franchise fatigue. We haven't had a great Terminator film since 1991, and this constant rebooting of the franchise just makes it seem pointless getting invested. If Dark Fate fails, then it'll be the third Terminator film that has tried to kickstart a new trilogy and hasn't worked. Terminator Salvation tried to start a new trilogy, Genesis tried to start a new trilogy, and Dark Fate is trying to start a new trilogy. So I think people are just fed up. basically, if this fails, we will have a trilogy of failed trilogies, and it just seems like if they don't pull it off with this, that it's time to end the franchise, and that pains me to say because I absolutely loved the series. I guess we will see what happens, but yeah, for now I'm very lukewarm to the movie and not expecting it to do well. Now, James Cameron is known for having the most expensive movies of all time that will no way ever make their money back, but somehow he still manages to turn a profit. So who knows, I guess time will tell, or they will just send a Terminator back and kill the franchise after T2. We're gonna see. Obviously though, I'd love to hear your thoughts on these leaks and if you think the movie will be good or meh. Comment below and let me know, and if you enjoyed this video then please like it and make sure you check out my breakdown of the leaked Joker footage, which will be linked at the end. I go over everything you need to know about the recently leaked scenes as well as what happens in them, so it's definitely worth checking out if you want to know more. If you want to come talk to me about movies, TV shows, games and comic books, then you can follow me on Twitter at DefinitionYT. It's the best way to get in touch with me and is the perfect place to suggest new videos and content, so hopefully I'll see you over there after this. Also, just want to let you know that we're giving away a free copy of Spider-Man Far From Home on Blu-ray, and all you have to do to be in with a chance of winning is to like this video, make sure that you subscribe to the channel, and leave your thoughts on the Terminator Dark Fate leaks in the comment section below. The winner will be chosen at random on October the 15th, and the Blu-ray will be shipped out from then to whoever gets the prize, so best of luck to everyone who takes part. This is a channel for people who are mad into movies, so if that's the kind of thing you like, hit subscribe. Thanks again for taking the time to watch this. I've been Definition, you've been the best, and I'll see you next time. Take care, peace.